Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for being here today in our Procure4Health webinar. People is joining now to this webinar associated to the Insight Nº3 that just have been released from our Procure4Health community. So today, as you know, we will be introducing this recent Insight webinar. And my name is Maria Bernabé from Ticbiomed. I am a project manager. And let me share with you some housekeeping rules for today's webinar. So during the entire webinar, if you have any question, you can type them in the Q&A box that you will find in the bottom of your screen. And your microphone will be muted during the presentation. So we will have some time after the presentation devoted to the Q&A session. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand and we will open it for you. And this webinar is being recorded, as you can see, when you access to the webinar, and the recording will be available on the Procure4Health Community platform, the project webpage, and also in our YouTube channel, so in the coming days. And if you want to share that you are taking part in this webinar, you can tag us on Twitter or LinkedIn. So you can use the usernames that you can find in this slide. So this is the agenda for today's webinar. So we will, first of all, we will have an overview of our Procure4Health community by our project coordinator, Carlos. And then we will move to the Insight 3, the challenge identification. So we will be outlining this recent insight. And afterwards, we will showcase a real use case from the Andalusian public service. So Clara will be delivering a presentation regarding the early demand map of this Spanish service. And after the presentation, as I just mentioned, we will devote some time to a Q&A session. And before closing the session, I will share with you some upcoming activities, events, and webinars that we plan to have in the coming weeks. So now I give the floor to Carlos, the project coordinator. So Carlos, you can introduce the community now. So it's your turn.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Maria. Welcome everybody to this webinar about a very interesting topic and a key part of the procurement of innovation journey, which is how to assess the real needs of our organizations and prioritize them to make it, let's say, strategic within our organizations. Let me share. I'm going to be very brief. Let me share my screen. Let's see what this is. Oh, give me a second, please, so I can find the presentation here in my screen. What's that? Okay, here it is. Okay, as I said, I'm going to be very brief. I'm just going to quickly introduce who are we, Procure4Health, what are we doing and why are we doing it, and then I will leave the floor to the concrete examples on how to assess the needs of our organizations. Okay, as Maria said, I'm Carlos Larrañeta. I'm the coordinator of Procure4Health. I work for the Regional Ministry of Health of Andalusia. Specifically, I'm part of the technical office for public procurement of innovation. Regarding Procure4Health Community, this is how we started. We started with 19 procurers, and a number of supporting organizations, regional development agencies, some of the most experienced consultancy service in the area of procurement of innovation. And this is who we are right now. We have over 60 procurers from 22 different countries, plus important number of, as I said, supporting organizations. Let me clarify, when we say procurers, we are talking about health and care services providers, but the typology of the procurers and what we call under the procurement frame is anything but homogeneous. We have within our community ranging from national ministries of health, like Turkey's Ministry of Health, from regional ministries of health, like ourselves in Andalusia, from individual hospitals, like in Belgium, Poland, or even central purchasing bodies, like the ones in France, in Norway, or in Italy. This is both an opportunity, since we gather all the feedback and opinions from the different setups that we have in Europe. It's also a challenge in order to balance all the different interests we have within our communities. Okay, as I said, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? We are in the business, let's say that we are part of this big business that is devoted to the improvement of health and care services. This can be done from many phases. We are the ones that are trying or are tackling this challenge from the phase of the uptake of innovations. But for us, uptaking innovation is procuring innovation. And what we're doing here is going one step further. Instead of going and taking, let's say, products off the shelf that might fit even partially some of our needs, that might not even be a priority, what we're doing is we are saying, okay, if we are assessing, and this is what this webinar is about, we are assessing our needs, prioritizing our needs, and sharing them with the market, and then telling the market, the innovation ecosystem around us, if you are able to develop a solution, I will buy it, I will procure it, we will buy it. But we're going one step further. We are saying to the market, if we like the solution you propose, we will not only procure the final outcome, we will also procure the final stages of its development. And we're not doing this because we think that the innovation ecosystem around us needs an extra motivation, or because we're kind-handed. Because this is the motivation is that they will already have a client for the product if they're able to find develop this solution. We are doing this because we really believe that procurement of innovation is the paradigm of co-creation. It's a journey that it has to be covered together, the demand side of innovation together with jointly with the supply side of innovation. So this is what we're doing. This is the concept of procurement of innovation. Benefits. I mean, I really cannot think of a better tool, better instrument to use the funds we have to foster innovation and around us. It has a direct impact on public services. It makes more sense than anywhere else I understand in the healthcare sector. It has a direct impact in the life of citizens. And at the same time, we are fostering the innovation ecosystem around us. We all know how positive that is. So, but what's the deal here? What's the issue here? What are the barriers we have to overcome? As I said, it is a tool with the potential to have an important impact, but it is a complex tool that we want to implement in very complex organizations. It is not complex conceptually. I just explained the basis of it. It's not complex technically. We don't need any fancy equipment or software. It's very complex in terms of engagement and coordination, because along the procurement of innovation journey, there are many actors that have to engage, that have to be involved in order for this to really be successful. So that's that's the key part. That's the deal here, that we want to incorporate this tool in very complex organizations, which are health and care systems. So what are we doing in Procure4Health? Well, we are preparing, building up the capacities of the demand side of innovation in order to tackle these projects. So we're building our capacity. We are fostering cross-border cooperation. Let's try to share risks, funds, and so on in these projects. But we're also trying to shape what we think it should be the future of this tool. We want to make it a massively used tool, so we can shift from having, let's say, kind of handcraft projects, procurement of innovation projects, to a mass production procurement of innovation projects. So that's what we're working on, capacitating the demand side, and basically. And finally, just to introduce, to lead the floor to this concrete topic we're talking today, this is how we have structured the procurement of innovation journey. There are four basic phases. Phase one is how we define what are the needs and the priorities we have in our systems, priorities of innovation that help us improve the services we provide. Once we have that, we have to take a look at into the market, see if there is already a solution available, or if not, ask the market, the innovation ecosystem, if they will be able to develop a solution for that challenge. If they are, then we get into phase three. That will be, the tender process and the development of the project and the technical validation and so on. And finally, phase four will be if we're successful, we will have to scale and deploy the solution among our health systems. Today, we are starting from the very beginning. That is the foundation of this whole process, and it is in a correct assessment, and one more time, prioritization of the needs our organizations have. So that's it from my side, Maria. I will stop sharing now and leave the floor for the concrete examples that are the real interest of today's webinar.
Thank you very much, Carlos, for this insightful introduction of our Procure4Health community. So now I'm going to share my screen again to go in depth into the concrete topic of today's webinar. So as I mentioned before, so today we are introducing this insight that have just been released through our Procure4Health community. So this insight is devoted to the identification of unmet needs. So how we can identify innovation needs within our healthcare organization. So you can, this insight, it's uploaded on our community, in our online community platform. So you can access to the insight, you can read and download the document by accessing and by registering to our community. So it's available for you, and you can access to them when you want. So why these insights? First of all, why we wrote this insight, why we developed this insight at Ticbiomed. So we are, Ticbiomed is a supporting organization in the Procure4Health community. So we are part of this great community of healthcare innovation procurers. And we developed this insight. We are the authors of this dissemination report, as we have more than 10 years of experience in helping healthcare providers to identify their challenges and also co-create solutions with them. So Ticbiomed, the aims of our organization is to help the healthcare organization to, first of all, identify their challenges, their uncovered needs that need to be solved with a digital solution, with an innovative solution. Then we support them to find technological partners, so a technology company, a technology provider that can help them by offering an innovative solution. So then we still we keep supporting them when they start the co-creation process. So we jointly co-create with the healthcare providers and the technological provider this solution. So we carry out this co-creation process to pilot the solution to cover this need. And then we also be along with them to provide them legal support to launch the public procurement at the end of the process, when the solution is co-created and co-developed by both organizations. So first of all, when you start your identification of unmet needs processing within your organization, you have to ask you some questions. So what caused you the pain, the frustration, or why you are feeling that you are wasting your time? So it's key to identify, it's key to early identify the need and the problem you have. So when other key question is to ask you, when was the last time you thought that that there has another way to do something that you did before? So always there is a better way to do this than the last time you did it. So it's key that you start with the pain points and the potential gains that you need to solve this need and to cover these unmet needs. So we want to provide you with the difference between a need and a solution. So we think that it's key to distinguish between these two concepts. So a need is the root problem. So it's the problem that you are facing and you have to solve. You need to solve a problem. And then it's something that is stable in time. So the need lasts a medium long term. So it's something that is stable in a specific period of time. Also, a need have several possible solutions. So not only one solution. So you have one need, but the need can be covered by several solutions. So it's key that you don't focus on how to solve the problem. You have to focus on the need and the problem you have, not the solution to cover the need. And when you try to describe your need, it's important that you don't include the technology that can solve this need. So you have to describe the need instead of describe the technology, because you have to go step by step. So first describe the need, and then we will find the several solutions at the wide range of solutions we have and they are available to solve and to cover the need. So 3 tips that I want to provide you is focus on describe the problem instead of how to solve it. Put always your effort on detecting the potential gains and the pain point, as I just mentioned in the earlier, and focus on the root cause first. So first you have to focus on the root cause the problem, so not the solution you need to cover the need. So for example, when you say that you need an application, a tool, or an innovative solution, you are not starting on the right point. So you have to start with this need. So there can be a lot of different solutions, not only one. So never say, I need an app or I need a tool. So you have a need and you need to cover it. Then I want also to distinguish between an innovation need and a challenge. So sometimes we use indistinctly these 2 concepts, and we at Ticbiomed, in the project that we are supporting the healthcare organization in the identification of unmet needs, we try to point out these two concepts. So you have a need. So the need is the first identified pain point or inefficiency or potential gain. So this is proposed. So the need is proposed by the healthcare professional, researchers, or patient association with their own words and knowledge. So this means that they are translating the problem that they have. But then when you when you need to move to the call for solvers, for instance, when you have to launch this need to the market, so you have to define the challenge that you need to solve. So this is the polished version of the need. So when you move from the need to the challenge is when you polish the need. So you need to improve the draft version of the need with the helps of different stakeholders. And then this is the challenge is the document or the final version of the need that will be launched to the supply side to recruit the solver that will cover the need and will develop the solution and co-create the solution to solve this unmet need. Another important point is to consider the key stakeholder in this process. So we recommend to have an executive team. So we need a person or a team responsible of this initiative, of this identification of unmet needs process. Usually at the healthcare organization, they have the innovation unit. But if you don't have this innovation unit, you have to identify a responsible and a person that will be coordinating this identification of unmet need process. So then we have the entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs are the healthcare professional, the researchers, or the patient association that will be identifying these unmet needs. Then it's critical to have a decision maker, because we need someone that will have the responsibility to make the decision on the importance of covering these needs. And this is the person that then will allocate and will decide regarding the allocation of resources to acquire this innovative solution and to implement in the hospital, in the healthcare organization. Then for sure we will need supporting service like IT, legal, or other clinical colleagues that will help and support on the policy of the additional needs, and also during the entire co-creation process. Okay, so now the main aspect that we want to address and that we address in this insight is the clear example from the identification of unmet needs in the healthcare sector from a project that Ticbiomed were involved in, is the in-demand project. So this is the approach and the different steps we were following during this project. So it's divided in 5-6 steps, so from 0 to 5, so from the preparation of the identification of unmet needs to the assessment of this goal. So first of all, the step 0 is the preparation of the research of the needs. So we have to set up a general planning, to identify an executive team, to define topics, create the questionnaire to collect the needs, define the tool to collect this need, and define the selection criteria, the evaluation criteria. So in in-demand, we follow these different steps to start the identification of unmet need process, and several documents have been created to carry out this process. So you need, first of all, to create a guideline for applicants. So you need to outline all the different steps of this process, so that entrepreneurs, healthcare professionals, or the proposers have all the information to start working on this process. So then you need a topic template to prioritize several strategic areas within the hospital, and then the questionnaire, the template to collect the unmet needs. So you need to provide them with a form where they will submit the proposal. And of course, you have to set up the evaluation criteria. So this is the evaluation guidance and evaluation template. So in this slide, as you can see, you have the links to this clear example of template that you can use afterward when you identify your unmet needs within your healthcare organization. So this is the first step. Then we move to the recruitment. So it's key to start recruiting the different the entrepreneurs from the hospital. So you have to disseminate this call internally, and then to have the final list of entrepreneurs that will be working on the identification of need. So we recommend also to organize a workshop for the identified entrepreneurs. So it's very important that they understand the process, so they can propose the need and describe the needs that they have. Physical or online events you can organize to explain this, and being supporting them during the entire process. So the second step is the call for needs. So once you have all the documents prepared, you have to launch this call, and it's a good so you have to incorporate this questionnaire that you have prepared into an online tool. So for example, Google Forms or SharePoint Forms or wherever. So to have a unique point to collect all the submission, all the proposal from the challengers. Then once you have this tool, you can launch the call for needs to collect them. Then you have to move to the evaluation. So you have to identify an evaluation committee, so a team of experts that will be evaluating the proposal submitted, and then to take this final decision. So first, identify the evaluation committee, and then evaluate in 2 steps the proposal. So here you have also the evaluation template to introduce evaluator scores and the guidelines. So in the guidelines, you have to outline the selection criteria and the evaluation process they have to follow. So the first steps is in the first step of the evaluation, evaluators will be assessing the proposal individually, and then in the step 2 they will set a meeting, online or physical, to decide together the best unmet needs. The step 4 is devoted to the communication of results and need improvement. So once you have the need collected, you have to communicate to the applicants, to the challengers that have been proposing the needs. And it's in this part is important to manage very well the solution for them. So because some of them have not been awarded, and you have to encourage them to participate in the future initiatives that the hospital will be launching in the future. So after this, the selection of these needs is when the healthcare professional together or jointly with the healthcare organization team will be policing this need to turning into the challenge. And the final step, the step number 5, is the assessment of the call for identification of unmet needs. So it's quite important to collect and review all the issues and lessons learned to improve the next initiatives. and then to disseminate and to spread the word internally, so all the healthcare professional and all people involved in the process can be aware of this improvement for the next iteration. Okay, so now after this this step that we were following in the in-demand project, so we want to showcase you a practical example from a regional healthcare provider in Spain. So now I want to move to give the floor to my colleague Jorge González. So he will be introducing this this example, as he was involved in this project, and he can provide you with the main ideas from this successful real use case. So Jorge,
thank you very much, Maria. So can you please send pass the slide?
Yes.
So I'm Jorge González, I'm the director at Ticbiomed. As you may know, we had a previous project that was also to promote demand-driven co-creation of solutions. And here, in this project that it was called In Demand, we had the Servicio Murciano de Salud, the regional healthcare provider in Murcia, in Spain, that they had a need. In particular, it was from the epilepsy department. The problem is that, like in most specialties, once the patient leaves the hospital, there is no information about what's going on. And in the case of epilepsy, there are like two situations. One situation is that there are patients that they need to see the doctor more frequently because of the state of their condition, and others that they don't need to see the doctor because they are doing fine. The thing is that because doctors, they don't know anything about the condition of the patient, they just ask for appointments every 6 months, so to say. And then what happens is that maybe patients need to see that more often, and they just go to the emergency appointment system. Okay, they need to be squeezed in between gaps in the agenda of the doctors, and others, they don't need to be seen as frequently, but they have to go to the hospital and say lose one morning of work, and it's hassle for them. Okay, so how to solve this system? The clinicians that proposed this challenge, they thought that if there was a kind of a better communication channel, digital, okay, just for you to imagine WhatsApp, but prepare for the clinical conditions with all privacy and security around it, it will be easier to get in touch with these patients. And so they say, are you okay? Do you feel okay? And then they just text, yes, I'm feeling okay. Okay, then you don't need to come. We will postpone it for another 6 months. They don't need to go to the hospital. They don't need to ask for time at work. And then at the same time, if they say, are you feeling okay? Well, you know, I'm not feeling so okay. I'm getting this and this. Okay, come. So basically, it optimizes the treatment for the patient and optimize the agenda for the doctors. So at the end of the day, with the same resources, you deliver much more value. Okay, so this was the challenge. If you pass the slide. So what we have is in the Servicio Murciano de Salud, the impact that this solution could have is that there are 9 neurology services in the Murcia regions. There are 50 neurologists, and the potential users is around 9,000 patients, right? So as I said before, these are the benefits that the solution, which if you think about it, is not a very complex solution. The technology is there, but the thing is that the technology that's almost from the 20th century is not being used to put value, or is not putting value to solve this challenge. Maria? So what we did is that we bring together a team of 2 neurologists, 4 nurses, then there was the IT department was involved, an innovation manager, and then there were 60 patients that they tested the solution. Maria, if there's another one. So what happened is that the project went very well. Okay, both doctors and patients were very satisfied with the solution. Actually, after the framework of the in-demand project finished, the healthcare organization subcontracted the provider to extend the solution and to make it more corporate oriented. So basically, changing from a TRL, if you are familiar with this maturity index of innovation, technology readiness level, that it was around 7, 8, and to make it into a 9. So in order to incorporate it into daily practice. So this for us is a success story, not because the technology and the innovation was, it was not a blockchain with 3D printing together with Google Glasses and artificial intelligence. The solution was relatively simple in terms of technology, but the value and especially the follow-up, the impact that it had after this piloting of innovation, we think it was very, very interesting, and that's something that we want to replicate. Actually, let's make a kind of publicity here. As part of Procure4Health, we have a working group that is specifically devoted to this, to make successful innovation pilots, to make them acquired and adopted. We from Ticbiomed, we are the manager of this working group, and we encourage you to get more information if you are interested, like Maria or any other of the colleagues in the Procure4Health. Maria?
Okay, thank you very much, Jorge, for this example that it was very successful. Now I want to give the floor to Clara to present the early demand map for the Andalusian Health Service. So now it's your turn, Clara. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, and good morning to all, and thank you for being here today. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you see my presentation in full mode? Now.
Not yet.
Now it's okay?
Now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So, well, thank you again. And in this section, we are going to talk about the early demand map in health of the Andalusian public health system as an example of challenge identification. To start with, let me give you some context first. Andalusia is located in the south of Spain, and actually we are the second largest region in the country, but in terms of population, we have the first place thanks to the 8.5 million inhabitants. Another interesting information is that the Andalusian public health system is larger than other 30 European countries' health systems, thanks to the following figures. We have 51 hospitals, 33 primary care districts, also 1,500 primary care centers, and more than 140,000 employees. In terms of budget, the Andalusian health system has an annual budget of around 13,500 million euros and almost 24,000 suppliers. So it is considered to be the second largest company in Spain, just behind the army and other interesting information. This makes the Andalusian public health system a key player in the process of generating biomedical knowledge and a driving force for the competitiveness of the region. So, well, considering this nice situation and figures, what is the problem then? So not only the Andalusian public health system, but also all the healthcare systems, as we know them today, could be in danger because they are not sustainable. So we need to accelerate the search for innovative solutions in order to face the major challenge we have, and also to respond not only to the needs of healthcare professionals, but also of users and healthcare services. This could be translated into the need of having resilient and high-impact healthcare systems. So at this point, I think that our goal is clear. We have to, or we should, make use of the potential of innovation in order to face current challenges we have. So as Carlos mentioned, public procurement of innovation could be a very useful tool and a disruptive and transformative mechanism to achieve this big goal. So in this context, the early demand map of Andalusian public health system is born. Actually, it's an initiative included in the Andalusian Public Procurement of Innovation in Health program. Basically, the early demand map is a transformative methodology for identification, definition, evaluation, and prioritization of innovation needs in health. The ultimate goal is to develop and implement PPI projects, public procurement of innovation projects, based on real and demand-driven needs, which are, of course, not currently covered by the market. So here, briefly, I wanted to share some of the objectives that the early demand map has. The first one is to identify the portfolio of needs in a systematized, dynamic, and adaptable way. Number two would be to the integration of all key agents for the capture and identification of new needs, not only healthcare professionals, but also other management professionals, industry, companies, research centers, or innovation agents. Number three will be to design a methodology for the evaluation, the proper evaluation, approval, and prioritization of needs and challenges. And the last one, we want to manage the portfolio of needs and challenges and its orientation to public procurement of innovation funding calls for proposal. This is to transform the challenges into real solutions, but we are going to talk about it later. Okay, now, what are the steps to carry out an early demand map, or at least the steps we are taking to develop the early demand map of the Andalusian public health system? Well, first of all, I wanted to mention our 4 priority areas that are precision medicine, biomedical engineering, digital transformation, and environmental health. These are the 4 priority areas that our system has established as the focus of every activity, action, and steps of this EDM, early demand map. Maybe next year, maybe next round of this early demand map could be another priority areas, 1, 2, different one, the same one. But this year and this and in this exercise, we are going to focus on these 4 priority areas. Okay. Well, let's begin with the first step. We have the open workshop. In this workshop, we are going to invite a group of professionals from different profiles, but all of them from the Andalusia public health system. We want to know how our system is breathing, what are the needs of our systems, and this professional is going to be the group of people that will discuss and decide what are those innovation needs in every of these areas. Okay, so once the 20, 24, 18 needs have been identified, then they are going to share with the audience all the needs and then decide by a voting process which are the most innovative or most relevant ones, so that at the end of this workshop, we are going to have the top 10 innovation needs selected, so that we can move to the second step, that is the description of those needs. Here, we at the Public Procurement of Innovation Technical Office, together with some of the professionals that attended the workshop, not all of them, only a group of people, maybe we can call them project managers of the needs. We are going to work on a document in order to describe the needs. This document contains 20 questions, more or less, regarding general information, description of the need, level of innovation, technical and economical feasibility, impact, technology transfer, internationalization, replicability, relevance. So we want them to work on this document in order to have a first description of the need, a first draft of this document, so that we can move to the third step, that is the mind workshop. In this workshop, we are going to invite innovation agents such as professionals from companies, universities, technology centers, patient association, and others. We want them to give us information about the market around those needs. For example, there is already a solution. Know what could be a solution for this need, or some information that help us to complete the description of all these needs we have. So then, with all this information, we can go to the step 4 in order to transform all these needs into challenges. So again, remember, all these project managers, together with us, we are going to complete the 20 questions document in order to have a final draft that will be the material that we are going to share with an evaluation committee, so that the 5th and last step is going to take place. In this step, an evaluation committee that is made up of senior officials from the Andalusian Health Service and the regional Ministry of Health is going to analyze those challenges proposals according to some criteria regarding, for example, pertinence, scope, level of innovation, feasibility, impact, applicability, and sustainability. The objectives of this activity is to make the final decision about what our system wants to solve, or what are the needs that we want to transform into challenges that also we will transform into real solutions that could be implemented into our health system. So the final purpose of this selection after the evaluation is to search for funding in order to, as I said, transform the challenges into real solutions to be implemented. So this is how the early demand map is being carried out, but it's not always that simple, that easy. Also, we are facing some challenges and some difficulties, such as the big size of the Andalusian public health system. Also, another problem is bringing together a group of people with different profiles. And also, Maria said this, insist on this, focusing on needs, not on solution, is very, very, very important in this methodology to learning how to describe the need, not the solution. The solution is not important at this step. The need is. So very important to focus on the needs. And also achieving a real impactful innovation. I mean that we don't want to have only the challenges, but also the solution, the final implementation of those solutions to solve all the needs we have. Despite this, and thanks to the great team behind this initiative, only in 2023, more than 40 innovation needs have been identified, and more than 500 people are going to be engaged. Actually, we have already organized 5 workshops, and the 3 last ones are going to be held very soon in the coming weeks. For example, the MIND workshop of biomedical engineering are going to be held on November the 9th. On November the 13th, we're going to have the MIND workshop for digital transformation, and the MIND workshop for environment and health is going to be held on December the 12th. So here are the pictures of every workshop with the people that have participated on them. And last but not least, if you want to know more, for example, about the early demand map, about our technical office, about the Andalusian Public Procurement of Innovation in Health program, here you have some links. And also, if you want to join the PPI movement, you can also scan this QR code. And also the last link you have here to subscribe our newsletter and to stay tuned about the latest news about PPI in health and our upcoming activities. That's all. Thank you all for your time. I give the floor again to Maria. So I'm going to, yeah.
Thank you very much, Clara.
I hope I'm not being, I didn't talk so quickly, so
Yeah,
and everything is clear.
Very well done, Clara. So I hope attendees understood what we are trying to outline today with this identification of unmet needs webinar. So I think that the main output are that focus on the needs instead of the solution, and for sure to achieve the really impactful innovation, as Clara just mentioned. So it's key to follow a demand-driven process where all stakeholders are involved from the very beginning to achieve impactful innovation and to get the solution adopted and implemented in the healthcare organization. So now we receive some questions from the chat from Alberti. Okay, so not from the Q&A box, so they are from the chat. Yes, we will. Several questions regarding the presentation, the presentation sharing. So we will share the presentation after this webinar. I will send to all of you the webinar recording and the presentation. So they will be available on our Procure4Health project website. We have a landing page devoted to the repository of the resources we are developing during the lifetime of the project. So you will have access to all the documents from this webinar. So now, if we don't have any question I hope that everything is quite clear. If nobody type any question in the Q&A box, but if you want to address and to tackle specific topics afterwards, you can contact us. So let me before closing the webinar, let me share again my screen to share with you some key information that can be interesting for you. So we now at this stage at Procure4Health, we have an open funding opportunity. So we have a funding opportunity for public and private healthcare procurers. So we are looking for these procurers to support exchanging of knowledge in innovation procurement, and we are offering up to 30,000 euros per partnership. So the twinning should be proposed in partnerships. We will try through this opportunity to support healthcare procurers to adopt innovation procurement techniques and to share knowledge and best practice among them. So this is why we are calling them to submit proposal. The key point of this opportunity is that you can learn from other experience, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So there are others that are dealing with the same barriers that you are dealing with. So this is a good opportunity to find a partner and to submit a proposal by 5th December. So we have still more than 1 month to prepare your proposal and to submit by our Procure4Health community platform. So we organized a webinar last 5th of October. So you have the recording available in our webpage and also in the YouTube channel. So we will, you can access to the link once I share the presentation with you after the webinar. So this is the opportunity that we have open now. And then the next webinar we plan to hold is a practical session. So we are organizing a trainings webinar this week on 2nd November. So we will be providing you some tips and clues on how to prepare a proposal and the benefits for participating. So we will have on board in this webinar one training partnership awarded from the first call. So it's Navarra Biomed and the Hospital Sant Pau from Barcelona in Spain. So we will have them introducing their experience as awarded applicants. So don't miss this webinar. This will be very insightful for you if you are interested in this opportunity, or if you are preparing your proposal. You will have key information that will help you to shape your proposal. And then we will have a last webinar before closing the call on November 29th. So we will have it will be another practical session devoted to solve your doubts, concerns, and main points that you want to address during the development of your proposal. So if you are writing the proposal, if you are facing any problem, any trouble, any issue, we will try to help you in this practical session. So it will be some days before close the call. And then the upcoming event we have is the Impactful Innovation Conference. So Procure4Health will be participating in this conference in Murcia on November 15 and 16. So you have here the link to join to access to the website. You can have a look at the details of the conference and you can register. So it will be a good opportunity to meet with other peers, to exchange knowledge, and to know how to achieve impactful innovation in your organization. So sometimes you feel that you are wasting your time, your money, your resources, and you are frustrated. So you are frustrated because you don't get the innovation adopted after the end of the pilots, after the end of the project. So we will try to collect and put all together all the practice and lesson learned from experts, from key speakers, and also we will have practical session, a hands-on table session where you will have the chance to present and to share with others the keys to get the innovation, the impactful innovation. So if you don't want to miss anything, you can subscribe to our newsletter. So you will find the link to join our mailing list in our Procure4Health website in the homepage. This is my contact details and the contact details of the project. So if you have any question, any doubts, you can send us an email, or you can complete the contact form through our webpage, through our Procure4Health webpage. And nothing else from my side. So if the other panelists have anything to add, so you want to add something else, Carlos, Jorge, or Clara? If not, thank you very much. So many thanks for participating in this webinar. I hope that people can get more information and details from the early identification of unmet needs, and I hope that this clear example from In-Demand, from the Andalusian Health Service, can help them to shape and to improve their identification of unmet need process. When they will start this process, they have this information and for sure the templates, because it's important to know how to proceed and how to carry out the process. So sometimes you have the information, but you have the tools to address and to tackle a better process to identify the needs and to turn them into challenge. So remind first need, then challenge, and then solution. So anything else from your side, Carlos, as project coordinator?
Am I on? Yes, I am on. No, thank you very much for everybody for being here, for taking the interest, and you, Maria and Clara, because for this very interesting presentation, hands-on table, real examples of how to land to the ground all this strategy that we're talking about all the time. So I'm very happy to see real examples and cases of success on how to start with solid foundations in the procurement of innovation journey. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, and thank you very much, Jorge, so for presenting the successful.
I just wanted to stress that the Procure4Health project is more about than the activities that Mike has been explaining, like the twinnings. We have also different working groups. They have also been mentioned. We have a platform to share everything. So we really encourage you to get involved in what we call the community. We have already, for example, this conference that Maria was mentioning is related to these working groups, the Impactful Innovation Group. So we really encourage you to stay in touch, at least to subscribe to the newsletter. Most likely you'll get something that it will be valuable for you. So please just follow us, email, social media. You can contact Maria also as well, and hopefully we can deliver value and impact to you.
Okay, thank you, Jorge. I will also share the link to the platform and how to register, and the link to the working group, so they can have the participant can have all the key links to join our community and to follow up and to stop up to the updates of our initiative, opportunities, and activity that we are performing during the project. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, and thank you very much, speakers. So see you in the next webinar on Thursday for the twinning call.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you very much.